Hi, I'm Christian D. Reed, and this is Crowland Publishing, and today we're doing a lore video, which is where we take folklore, history, social custom, legend, mythology, religion, all that sort of stuff, and see what we can boil out of it to use it for our games of D&D. And today we are talking about tigers, because I saw Tiger King, the documentary series that everyone is talking about, and I hated it. I thought it was trashy, I thought it was sensationalist, and I thought that it treated quite bad animal cruelty as just an amusing quirk. But today, we're going to talk about tigers and the folklore of tigers and how we can use that for D&D. Now, tigers are the biggest cats on Earth, and behind bears, they are the biggest land predators on Earth. Siberian tigers are 10 feet. Easy. Lay yourself down. Measure out. Tigers are big, big animals. 250 kilograms, some of them. They can run 50 kilometers an hour during a hunting sprint. Their camouflage is excellent. They are fantastic ambush predators. Tigers are big. Tigers are pretty smart, and tigers are dangerous. They are found all the way from the mountains of northern China down to the islands of Indonesia. They have touched 1,000 different cultures over 10,000 different years. They are hugely culturally significant to a lot of different people, all of which means that we can only brush the very surface of the folklore that tigers exist in. So here we go. Now, tigers are important to Chinese astrology, and Chinese astrology is largely similar to Western astrology in broad strokes. Tigers are associated with kings and emperors. They're sort of the star sign of kings and emperors, of the regal, of the aristocratic, of the rulers. The white tiger indeed is a mythological being who is said to be the king of the West. He has influence over things that are connected with the West, which is in itself a symbolic kind of state of mind and spiritual position for the Chinese. You can tell if your emperor is doing good if you see white tigers in the wild. That means that he is good and moral and a correct and careful emperor. And over again, you see tigers represented as masculine, powerful, regal, kingly. You've heard the phrase tiger mum, of course, but in medieval China, it was you were a tiger general, you were a tiger warrior. Tiger Star Wu-Tang martial arts are aggressive, hard-hitting, powerful martial arts. Tigers are used in folk magic, and indeed, sadly, tiger paws and tiger teeth and tiger pelts are still used today as apotropaic magic, protective magic, and talisman and things like that. Tigers are said to ward off evil spirits. There are monasteries with these huge big tiger murals. They're important to Tibetan folk magic. They are sorceress familiars. They are protector spirits. They protect the dead in their tomb. Dawan, who is sometimes seen as a tiger, sometimes as a lion, sometimes even a ligon, is the steed of the benevolent war goddess Durga, who is awesome. I am personally totally obsessed with the wrathful deities of Tibet. Gods of good who scared the hell out of the evil forces. Now, I hope I'm saying this correctly, but Dorze Drolo, who's one of the wrathful deities, he rides a tiger that can fly into battle against demons. Now, that is a religion. If your religion doesn't have flying tigers and battling demons, what are you even doing? But again and again and again, we're going to see this over and over. These are animals who are used in the spiritual war against evil. They are tough and powerful. In Java now, down in Indonesia, tigers, sadly the Javan tigers are extinct, but they would always talk about tigers in terms of honorifics. You couldn't just say tiger, and that was disrespectful. You would say Mr. Tiger, Sir Tiger, Lord Tiger. And in fact, tigers came down from the stars, along with humans. We were kin to the tigers. They were our brothers and sisters. Sometimes you even see tigers protect the souls of babies on their way to Earth in these Indonesian religions, and I think that's a really, really beautiful image. Shapeshifting is also very important culturally all throughout Asia, and in fact, where tigers fills roughly the same imaginary space as werewolves do, imaginal space, I should say. Firstly, curses, they exist. An evil wizard can turn you into a were-tiger, or you can commit some karmic crime and become a were-tiger, and that is often the explanation for the very odd times that tigers do actually hunt people. Sometimes, tigers who eat human meat can become people in the folklore, and this is an explanation for particularly brutal crimes, serial murderers, people like that. They were born a tiger. And indeed, some ancient Chinese traditions, this is from very early medieval period now, it's pretty racist, but they believed that only the Chinese were human, and everybody else was some kind of were-tiger, which is, ambitious as far as racist doctrines go, But I think that the coolest of all the shapeshifting werewolves are the, now I'm going to say this wrong, it's a Malaysian word, Harimau Jadian, I believe that they're called. And the idea is that they are shamanic were-tigers, and they take the forms of tigers and they stalk the jungles of Sumatra and Java, looking for demons and evil spirits and monsters to fight and hunt to keep people safe. But if they get hungry, and if they're taken for granted, they can become quite dangerous. So you need to protect your shamans, you need to protect your tigers. And again, these are the same people who think that tigers are brothers, spiritually the same as humans. Now, there are two kinds of traditionally quite bad tigers, and the first is that we talked about them a little bit. Witches and evil wizards can control tigers, use them as evil familiars, and hunt down people, often children. This just comes in under the whole witchcraft tradition of which we've talked about before. But the other is, and I think this is an adventure in itself, there is a certain kind of Chinese ghost, and Tibetan ghost, and Bhutanese ghost, and they are people who are killed by tigers. So what happens is that they become obsessed with tigers, and they whip up tigers into a frenzy, and they actually hunt people. So if there is a tiger killing in your village, in your city, whatever, it's probably because a ghost is hunting people. So there you go, there's your adventure. Find the ghost, don't kill the tiger. I have skipped so many bloody bits of folklore here. There is so much to talk about, and I didn't want this video to go for 1,000 years, which I think it could. So then these lore videos are just quite quick, so. But I think the important things to remember is that spiritually and folklorically, tigers are powerful and they are important. They help us, they protect us, they are our dangerous allies. We need their help, and we must treat them well and keep them spiritually on our side, and they will be our protectors. And when we take their form, it is an honor to us as humans. So anyway, let's get into some tiger-themed adventures. Number 1. Either a player or an NPC must prove themselves as the rightful heir to something. And I think this should be something big. Tigers aren't here to mess around. Tigers aren't here to help you inherit a fruit stand. At least a barony or a raj or something like that. So you must find a spiritual white tiger, and you must convince it to come with you or to manifest to somehow herald you as, yes, this is the correct heir, this is the correct prince. But you must prove yourself as a virtuous person, and to tigers, this is strength. They will have a task for you, some evil that you must conquer. Number 2 is monks. Monks can often be quite difficult to fit into D&D, but here's a good opportunity. Say you've got a monk or a group of monks and they want to learn the secret martial arts powers of the tigers. So you go and you see some kind of spiritual tiger, an awakened tiger or a tiger spirit, and they say, yes, I will teach you the martial arts that you need, but there is a price. You must beat something or someone, a monster. But here's the thing is that tigers are all about duty. Tigers are all about protection. So they don't want you to prove that you're tough. They want you to prove that you are compassionate and wise. And a good DM should plant these seeds and then allow the player to fail spiritually. I think that would be a fun adventure for a monk player. Number 3, tigers. Usually tigers are quite solitary. So why is suddenly a big pack of them, maybe 20, maybe 50, suddenly attacking local villages or even small towns? Well, they've been taken over by an evil druid or an animal-themed cleric, a witch, an outside force. The people who ask you to help them, please help us with the tigers, but please don't hurt the tigers, which is not as easy as it sounds. And of course, as this is all going on, some of the local tigers who have now eaten human flesh or have been forced into it are transforming into humans, a great dharmic punishment to them. They feel terrible. Will the players talk to them? They should do. And of course, if you kill too many of the tigers, well, the demons that they have been holding at bay for generations, and maybe this is the witch's endgame, will attack. Number 4. Now, druids love to shapeshift. It is why most players play druids. And in a solo game or a game in which it's fine for a player to take center stage for a little while, you may have to prove your worth to wear the form of a tiger. Now, perhaps you must best a tiger alone in a fight, or perhaps you and a tiger must have a competition, catch more prey, or maybe you must stand alone against an evil demon or spirit out in the jungle, and once you have defeated it, then you are worthy of the tiger. Now, wearing tiger flesh is a mark of respect. It is a big deal for your community that you can do this. So let it be known for your player, here is a side quest. Here is a druid side quest. Number 5. For a big high-level adventure, some terrible god or angel or evil demon has seized the white tiger, the king of the west. With him gone, virtue will fail. Strength itself will crumble. Dharma, the very ability for good, for morality, to even win, to prevail, will fail. This is the ultimate victory of evil. So the heroes, you guys, your players, must storm a palace of mighty spiritual evil, something like a Chinese Yama King or the cosmic demon lords like Ravana. Now, it's always interesting to break with the traditional Western model of fantasy, and any Asian fan setting is going to have a lot of space for tigers. I like tigers. So there we have it, 5 ideas for tigers. I hope this was useful to you. Please subscribe. Go on, give us a like. Thank you very, very much. I'm Christian. This is Crowland. I'll see you later.